Dry skin. Didn't I see you talking with the explorers from Cyrodiilic Collections? Are you one of them? Would you be willing to help me with a crucial and sacred task? I have suffered shame for the actions of my ancestor. When the Imperial Ninth Legion marched into Murkmire, my distant relative agreed to serve as their scout. And ever since my egg family has carried the mark of traitors, I want to erase that mark. After my egg relative joined them, the Legion vanished. At long last, I believe I know where they disappeared to. Sophia Cavern. However, the cavern is rumored to be the home of the Wujuka. I can't face that monster on my own. Will you go with me? My egg siblings only care about the here and now. But I always believed that history was the key to exonerating our disgraced ancestor. I know we'll find something in the cavern. I just know it. As long as the Wujuka doesn't object to our presence. There have always been dark legends surrounding the Sophia Caverns. Stories about a monster called the Wujuka. It is some sort of powerful voroplasm. A massive pool of malignant slime that was said to periodically emerge and cause untold damage. Evidence that the Ninth Legion visited the cavern before it disappeared. Maybe even signs that the Imperials entered Sophia and never emerged. If we could locate something that explains why my ancestor agreed to help them, that would be moist. The Sophia Caverns were sealed by a rock slide in the distant past. Recent tremors, however, have opened a path into the caves. I also learned that tribal elders once performed rituals to bind the Wujuka inside. But that was a long time ago. Gin Rajul was a renowned scout, well respected before the Imperials convinced him to help them. I'm certain they must have forced him, threatened him in some way. No spawn of our eggs could have been a traitor, and with your help, I'll prove it. Many seasons ago, when the Imperials first sent troops to our beloved swamps, the Ninth Legion terrorized the region. It marched from one end of Murkmire to the other, inflicting death and destruction along the way. Then they simply vanished. I've gathered every song and story I could find that even mentioned the Lost Legion. After many seasons of travel and study, an obscure line in a ballad sung by an elder of the Girusliel tribe led me to Sophia. My burden... That proves it. My ancestor and the Ninth Legion did visit this cave. Let's keep looking around. proof that the Ninth Legion and my ancestor explored these caves. What happened to the Legion becomes clearer and clearer. And to think no one has seen this place in more than 100 seasons. That's a ritual dagger. Probably the one used by the elders to perform the binding ritual. Now we need to find the altar. Ah! the altar the elders used to prepare the rite of binding. I think I can duplicate the ritual, but I need you to do something first. From what we learned, my ancestor only pretended to help the Legion. He led them here to save Murkmire. When the Legionnaires sealed the cave, they interrupted the cycle. No one has come to bind the Wujuka in centuries. I guess it's up to us. I will prepare the dagger and the sacred altar, according to the stories the elders told me. In the meantime, I need you to weaken the Wujuka. Only then can we perform the ritual. The Wujuka is a massive pool of voroplasm that interacts with the world through extensions of itself. The smaller voroplasms that prowl these caverns are all just part of a greater whole. According to the stories, the Wujuka creates an extension of itself to guard the pool. Find this large voroplasm guardian and destroy it. That should weaken the Wujuka and make it more susceptible to the binding ritual. The Wujuka isn't like other voroplasms. It has an intelligence and a hunger different from the simple creatures seen in the swamp. Once it emerges from the cavern, it will spread and consume all of Murkmire. We can't allow that to happen. Majai Wija Vikakai. Quickly now, ignite the brazier. The rite of binding is complete. Meet me outside and we can talk. The journal and letters we found prove that the Lost Legion met its doom in Sophia Cavern. They also reveal that my ancestor led them there in order to protect Murkmire. And more importantly, we used the rite of binding to trap the Wujuka. For seasons and seasons, my friend. And I shall inform the elders of the nearest tribes. They will once again take up the responsibility of maintaining the ritual. I couldn't have accomplished any of these things without your help. Thank you. I do. He knew the tribes weren't strong enough to oppose the 9th Legion. So he sacrificed his own life to lead them to the Wujuka. I feel very proud to be part of his egg family, my friend. Not only will this evidence restore the honor of my egg family, our actions have helped save all of Murkmire. And I couldn't have done any of this without you. Please, accept this small gift as a token of my appreciation. I can't wait to tell my egg siblings all about our ancestor. They're going to be so proud. The binding will hold for a while. In the meantime, I'll talk to the elders of the nearby tribes and make sure they restore the traditions of the past. As long as the elders periodically perform the rite of binding, the Wujuka will remain contained. Oh, most assuredly. I might even talk to Cyrodiilic collections. Since my people have little use for history, maybe the outsiders can teach me a few things. Anyway, may the rivers always flow in your direction, my friend.
You are not one of her thralls. No, you do not smell like them. Quickly, you must help me. I only barely escaped her clutches, but my root sisters and brothers were not so lucky. Every moment we delay will be measured in innocent blood. Shulzotse devours the sun, High Priestess of the Teeth. She has many names, all of them spoken softly. She has returned from dusk to reclaim her temple, and we are the offering she makes for Sithis' favor. Yes. What blood she does not drink is spilled on the altars of the temple. For what purpose, I do not know. But many have died for the sake of her terrible rituals. Shusaltse must be stopped. The priestess holds them in the teeth of Sithis. Use the tunnel beneath the waterfall to reach the Zanmirs on the ridge above. We will regroup at the top of the western Zanmir once you've found the others. I only know that we were kept in the chambers beneath the twin Zanmirs. If anyone is still alive, that's where they will be found. Be cautious. They will be guarded by those Shusaltse has enthralled. They overwhelmed us with ease. We were custodians of the teeth of Sithis. Though it does not serve the same purpose it was built for, it is no less sacred. When the pitiful souls under the High Priestess's sway came to defile it, we resisted them, but her power was too much. Her way is the old way, from before the fall. We were less mindful of the cycle of change and gave only to the void. When the Hist revealed the true path to us, she chose to break the branch of her bond rather than turn back, or so the story goes. It is. The tale of Shusaltse's betrayal and fall is a reminder not to stray from the guiding boughs of the Hist. I thought the lesson was embellished for effect, but it seems the only exaggeration was her demise. The story said she was cast down and entombed far from the roots of the Hist, never to return. But every spine on my body tells me the twisted creature that bathes in the blood of my fellows is Shusaltse. A wonder from before dusk, built high to cast Sithis' long shadow over the land. A reminder that Sithis is always looming, waiting to return us to nothingness. The old ways were flawed. Many saw Sithis as destroyer, but not as creator. The old ways sought to appease Sithis, so it might spare us from destruction. In our ignorance, we struggled against its will like the muck we built upon until we neared collapse. It would have swallowed us if the Hist hadn't shared their wisdom. That Sithis is not only destruction, Sithis is change. Sithis tears down the old so that the new can grow. So we learn to flow with the river instead of struggle to alter its course. These are better times, but Shusaltse cannot see that.
You come to drain the sap from me again, but I have little left to offer your master. When the last of us are bled dry, it will be you who quenches her endless thirst. It does not matter. We are too entangled in the rotting roots of our past to flee from it. They have spread far and wide, unnoticed beneath the surface, and now that they have broken into the light, it is too late. So what would you have me do?
Can't get enough of this fine vintage, huh? Well, you're cut off. Come any closer and I'll bash your fangs in. You got out? Slippery skink, that one. Well, what are you waiting for? Set me loose, so I can give these bloodsuckers a good thunk right in their pointy teeth.
I am grateful the Hist has guided you all to me, but is this everyone you were able to find? So far, yes. I found nothing in the eastern Murkmire but the priestess's thralls and the reek of mingling blood. Whoever was there has already been taken to bleed on the temple's teeth, or her own. She will find others. Before the fall, Shuzaltse drenched the teeth of Sithis with sacrificial blood from dawn to dusk. As the thing she has become, her need is greater now, and so is her power. I can feel it coursing through this temple. Like the blood spilled here begins to pulse through dead stone. The beating of this temple's heart is slow, but it echoes through the void. She is calling to Sithis. We cannot let her be heard. I fear what Shuzaltse has begun may not be undone by her death alone. We must stop her ritual and forever silence this temple to the old ways. Destroy the altars. Only then can we be certain the High Priestess will not get what she wants. They have stood too long already. They stand for a Sithis that is no longer or never was. It seeks change. Whether that change is good for us is for it to decide. Shizaltse was not cast down for simply clinging to the old ways. She forsook this world. Her prayers of appeasement became invitations for destruction. I believe she has returned to finish what she started when the tribes rose up to stop her. To cast this world into darkness. To see the Hist wither and die. To sow destruction until the great serpent returns us all to the void. Shizaltse returned from beyond the grip of death for this purpose. Who knows what is within her power? Some may be faithful to her as a priestess of Sithis, but I think most fell victim to her power. After the Black Rose riots destroyed the prison, there would have been no shortage of outlaws wandering the swamps for her to prey upon. The Rose was built upon ruins. Built upon ruins. Built upon ruins. The Hist only knows what was buried beneath. But if anything was to stir Shizaltse from her grave, the bloodshed of the prison riots would be it. But we have more dire concerns. Sithis will be safe until we get aid from the tribes.
So, I'm not going back? Give 'em a good bash ourselves?
I would rather gather support in Lilmoth. Get some rest. Maybe a warm meal.
I bet Sithis would want a bash.
Right now, I am strongly considering it. The temple seems quieter, and the spines of fear and dread lie flat again. It is done, isn't it? Then the last remnants of the old ways have finally been shed, and the story of Shuzaltse ends, as it was always meant to, with a new beginning. We are grateful for your help. The Hist were wise to guide you to us. Shuzaltse fought against tides of change longer than we can know. But in the end, the old always gives way to the new. May she finally find peace in the void. Though dead, the husk of the old ways still hangs over our temple. We three will go to Lilmoth and beseech the tribes to help Sithis cast off these remnants. If their warriors scour our temple clean, we will return. Then we were not meant to be there, and we will take our teachings elsewhere, another lesson wiser. May your struggles crumble.